Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afiq Affandi Rudy, and for this EIC453 written critic analysis, me and my partner Wan Nur Alya, binti Wan Ahmad Dahlan, we have searched this article entitled "The Future of English and Its Varieties: An Applied Linguistic Perspective." That was written by Abdurrahman Abdullah Saleh. So, this whole article mainly focuses on the evolution of English language and the applied linguistic conceptual interests that the author was concerned about the English language that may face future threats and challenges and also risk of, being the world's languages as a whole. In terms of the introduction of this written critic analysis, we had to acknowledge that the English language has become a language that experienced evolution. So we need to know that the English language is changing and is adapting to its surrounding, to other factors such as social, political factors, and also cultural factors as well. So without wasting time, this presentation will further covering on the critiques of the analysis, which will be covering the weakness, the strength, and also the clarity, and also what are the main points, and also the summarization of this whole article is about. And we'll be finishing off this presentation with the conclusion of the findings that we have found in this article. So I will pass this presentation to Wan Nur Alya.
Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Wan Nur Alya binti Wan Ahmad Dahlan, and I'll be explaining about the summary of the research article. After carefully examining the selected research piece, we were able to highlight a number of essential aspects, including the author's major ideas, defenses, and conclusions. These components are crucial since they clarify the topic of the article and assist readers in comprehending them. According to Rule 2019, the main points in a research article are the key ideas that the author intends to convey to the readers. We were able to better comprehend the author's intentions after analyzing the article's content and highlighting numerous key areas. Abdurrahman Abdullah Saleh's major point in the article, "The Future of English and Its Varieties: An Applied Linguistic Perspective," is that human languages develop, alter, flourish, or perish. Additionally, he has said that any existing natural language's process of change along its linguistic evolution trip turns into a requirement for entry into the realm of continuity or survival. He received more support for his claim from Both and Cable, who highlighted that language historians, including those of English, contend that it is a comfortable figure of speech to speak of languages as living or dead. Secondly, the author notes that English expansion and rise to popularity on a global scale is a fascinating linguistic phenomena that represents the implications of political, economic, social, cultural, technological, and scientific variables that contributed to English globalization. He also added that English now maintains a significant position due to its success as a global language. Both and Cable's in 2002 statement that English is one of the most important languages around the globe in terms of the number of speakers, as well as in its usage for international communication and in other less quantitative categories, gives credibility to the author's claim. Thirdly, the author asserted that the academic study of the development and dissemination of the English language demonstrates the establishment of two viewpoints. According to the author, some people think that English will continue to rule and thrive on a worldwide scale. His claim was also supported by Davis in 2013, where the researchers stated that certainly the signs are that no other language will replace it in this role in this foreseeable future, though other languages may have increasing influence in trade on communications in particular regions of the world, such as Spanish in the Americas. Last but not least, the author made a claim that clashes with his third main point, stating that some people are actually concerned and doubtful about the future of English because of its growth. He added that the situation suggests that global English will still encounter difficulties, particularly if the variables that contributed to its emergence and success experience unheard of decline. By stating that Cauchou's concentric cycle of model reveals the manner in which English has spread in three different contexts, where it spreads in the inner circle largely through migration of English speakers, in the outer circle largely through colonization by English-speaking nations, and in the expanding circle through foreign language teaching. Davis in 2013 provided additional support for his position. In order to support his final main point, the author suggested that the various factors that help English spread and give rise to its variants, such as colonialism or the migration of English speakers, might not be relevant in the future.
Alright, thank you very much, Wan Nur Alya, for that wonderful explanation on the summary of this written critique analysis presentation. So I'll be moving on with the critique of this article. So we have found a lot of pros and cons in this article, and one of them is that the author had mentioned and pointed out that the English language had become a language that has acquired more attention and also importance to the researchers to be studied, and then this is also supported by the author, whereby he had mentioned about the factors that had fostered the globalization of the English language, namely political, economic, social, cultural, and also scientific causes that may affect the need for other researchers to look into the English language and look up and maybe to study a little bit deeper in the direction of where the language of English is heading to. And other than that, there is a strong domination of English language internationally. That is the next strength of this article, whereby the author did mention briefly and plenty actually regarding the supporting details which complements his arguments in the article. And one of that is that he had mentioned that English being a credible language. Moreover, we have found in this article that the complexity of words that we use in this article wasn't really difficult for us to understand. And then our only concern in this article is that the usage of a few outdated citation that were beyond 2014, beyond the year of 2014, simply because of we are kind of worried about the credibility of the article that were cited in this article. But then again, in every examples that were mentioned by the author is supported by other research articles, which is very good. And then last but not least, in terms of the linguistic, in terms of the applied linguistic views, the author made it very clear that the English language has its own roles in the lives of individuals around the world, which correlates with the decision-making situations and also activities done by these language learners. That might as well prove that it is important to study this linguistic field. So I think that is all for my part for the critics of this written analysis. So we will move on with the conclusion of this presentation.
In conclusion, there are a number of important significant aspects from the article that we may emphasize. It is evident that the author's tone is filled with concern, as he is worried about the fate of the English language, which has evolved into a major international lingua franca and is now spoken by millions of people worldwide. As per our understanding, the article covers all of the potential risks, difficulties, advantages and disadvantages of the English language in the future that every English speaker should evaluate. Overall, we believe that the study piece provides a good amount of information to educate readers on the author's concern, which may become a contentious subject in the near future. Thank you.